Good morning. Today we're continuing our journey on talking about data, and we are continuing a little bit along the path of my book, Spark in Action, second edition. We are going to study a simple ETL process, which takes data from a CSV file, which we opened in the previous workshop, and load it into a Postgres database. So here are our prerequisites. You need to have a Postgres database installed. Here it is. Okay, so you see that I have my Postgres instance with 5 databases. One is called Spark Labs. And if you look at the different tables, there's no tables in this one. Okay, so you've got to create the Spark Labs database, and in any schema, and then you can actually we will run that with of course it needs a user and a password, and you need to have all these parameters so we can actually load the data into the table. So all the code is also available in GitHub as previously. And this is going to be in the jgparent/net.jgp.books.spark.ch02. It's chapter 2 of Spark in Action, second edition. Okay. Okay. Well, let's get started and see if it works. I prepared everything this morning, but I didn't have the time to run it. Let's get Eclipse to come here. So compared to last time, what I did is I prepared everything I already loaded the project in our Eclipse. So let me just close all that, make it clean. Okay. So the project is here. It's net.jgp.books.spark chapter 02. You've got src main Java, src main resources, and you've got your pom.xml. Okay, and I checked the pom.xml this morning. It's actually Spark 245 in this situation. So and using Scala 212. Okay, and you can see that the driver we're using for Postgres is actually the JDBC driver driver version 42. So I haven't tried it. Let's see how it behaves. Okay, so I go to src Java. I'm going to look at lab 100, and I directly run lab 100. Okay, run as. Come on, fellow. Java application. Okay. It's going on. So I increased the font of Eclipse. I hope it's better now. If it's not better, please tell me, and I can actually still increase it. Okay, little fella. Show view the console. So it's running. Time for a sip of coffee. The data we're ingesting in this iteration is coming from here. Process complete. Okay, so let's look quickly at the data. It's, and you know, with Spark or many of the tools like that, it doesn't really, the size of the data, whether you've got 5 character to insert or a megabyte to insert, it's not going to change that much at the beginning, as it needs this boot time somehow. Okay, so yeah, you see this is we've got actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 names there. Okay, So let's go back now to pgadmin. Okay, tables. If I right click here, I go refresh, and now I see chapter 2. I can look at my columns. See, I've got an extra column there. Okay, you see, in my CSV I had F name and L name, and here I've got name too. What happened there? Okay, well let's have a look at the data a bit more precisely. Okay, edit data, all rows. Let's be blunt. Okay, so you see that I've got my F name. Okay, you see like Blaise Pascal, and you see the column name here. What happened here? You've got Pascal, comma Blaise, or Voltaire, comma François, and Perrin, comma Jean-Georges. Interesting. That was not in my CSV file. So what actually I performed is a small ETL process. Okay, so I extracted the data from my CSV file, I transformed it. Okay, and to have this command name in some way, and then I loaded everything into database. So that looks like it's a complex operation, right? So let's go back and analyze a little bit our source code in this situation. Okay, where is it? Of course, when you're looking for something. Okay, Eclipse. So let's look at CSV to relational database app.java. Here, see, okay, look at the import. I like to have the import give some information. Well, we need some classic Java properties. Okay, that's fair enough. From Spark, we will need a data set and the row. Combines that do a data frame. We need save mode, and we need a Spark session. Spark session, as you guess, it's probably pretty obvious. And things that you can see at the beginning here is we actually need to Spark functions, and we'll look at that in a bit more details. Concat and let. Okay, so my class, my main. As I told you, I don't like to write things in a static way, so I instantiate my app start, and let's start with the thing. Okay, so here I'm creating a session. Okay, I'm giving my application a name. I'm attributing a master, very similar as what we did last week. And then my step 1 is ingest the data. Also very similar to what we did last week. I've got my data frame, okay, df, which is taking my session, calling the read method, specifying the format, saying, hey, you've got a header. And you can load, here's my file, offers.csv. Then I'm performing a step 2, I'm performing a transformation. Okay, so that's a step 2, like in ETL, extract, transform, load. Here I'm making a transformation. So basically what I'm asking Spark in this situation is to create a column called name, and the result of the column name will be the concatenation of the column called last name, a literal, which is just a comma and space here, and the content of the column called f name, and that's it. That's my transformation. I don't have to go through all the records, make a loop around it. This is just asking Spark, hey, just do this simple basic transformation of creating a new column called name and concatenating the content of the last name, adding a comma and a space, and adding a f name at the end. And that's it. That's what I'm doing. And then what am I doing with the result? Well, I am asking Spark, hey, just put that in a Postgres database using a simple JDBC connection URL here. That's my Postgres SQL statement here. My PostgreSQL URL. It's on localhost, and my database is called Spark Labs. And then I can give properties, okay? And my properties is actually giving the name of the driver. In this situation, it's org.postgresql.driver, classic JDBC connection. Then I'm specifying a user, in this case is JGP, and then a password. Okay, well, you can get the password from the environment or from a secret somewhere. But in this situation here, I wanted to make it easy, so in this situation, I just set a property password, and it's Spark Love Java. Of course, when you create your user in PG and Min, you will have to use the same values. And then I'm just telling my data frame right, okay, and I can specify a mode, okay, which is in this iteration it's overwrite, which means it's going to overwrite my data and basically canceling my my previous operations if there was a previous operation, and I'm just outputting that the process was complete. Okay, so fair enough, fairly simple. So now, if I want to do something different, we can play a little bit with that. Okay, so instead of a comma here, I'm going to put a dash, and actually a dash between spaces. Okay, that's something I can do. I can, and I can also call the. Well, let's leave it at the same here, at the same value here. Okay, saved. And then I'm running my application. So, time for another sip of coffee. Maybe I should have 2 sips of coffee on this one. I think it's Friday morning for Spark too. Okay, process complete. Okay, so now if I go back to here, and I'm just running my okay, where is my here? Ooh, what did I do? Yeah, okay, all rows. What's going on here? Okay, here, data output. Let's do it the brutal way. Okay. You all rows. Oh, yeah, of course. Let me refresh first. Okay, you see that it's still chapter 2, but it's not exactly the same chapter 2 table because I overwrote it. Okay, so that's why. So now if I go back there and actually get all my rows, here you see that it's actually completing, and my names are now with dashes, and sorry, it's very small here. See, it's not with commas anymore, but it's with dashes. Okay, so that's what happened. Okay, here, if I wanted to do things a little bit differently, I could also go back here, and instead of chapter 2, I can actually have chapter 2-v2. I can replace that here. Okay, and run it. Of course, he asked me for saving it before compiling, and that's time for, well, no more coffee, but now it's going to be CCF. Okay, so I like a bit of CCF tea in the morning. Much more healthier than coffee. Still Friday morning for Spark. Oh, it could be. Oh, something went wrong. Okay, what? Oh, we've got a syntax error at or near dash. Dun-dun. Oh, here. Bad idea to name a table with underscore with dashes in them. Okay. That's learning the hard way. So I replace a dash by an underscore, and now it should be going. Well, that's probably, you can probably escape it, but more CCF, by the way. Okay, people. I know it's Friday, but we don't have the whole day just to do that. Thanks for the courageous one who joined me this morning. Process complete. Okay. And now if I look at here, okay, if I go to the table, not making the same mistake, refresh, you see that I've got chapter 02 underscore v2. And now if I do all rows, well, you will see that I got my data, and now the separator is these 3 stars. Okay, so not very complicated. We're still beginning on our series. I hope you like it. If you have any questions, well, send me questions on Twitter at JGPerrin, or on LinkedIn at JGPerrin, or on Facebook at JGPerrin, or you'll find me somewhere if you want to find me. And yeah, and hopefully we can continue in that. And next week we'll go a little bit outside of Spark and study something a little bit different, still with data, and still on Fridays. So thank you for following me. Thank you for joining us live. This was Data Friday with JGP. Thanks, guys. Bye bye.